A good day. It's nice for me to be here once again with you. We want to look at the bank as a topic for this week 8, but let us look at the previous knowledge in our week 7. We discussed about money. Money is anything that is generally acceptable as a means of payment and settlement of debt. So that is money. Then we also discuss about the qualities of money, whereby we have general acceptability. Everybody in the community should be able to accept money as a means of payment or settlement of debt. So, and money is also used for the exchange of goods. So, we discussed about that. What are the qualities of money? Uh, we also have portability. Portability. Money should be able to be carried from one place to another. So, we also look at divisibility. Money should be able to be divided into different units. Uh, then we also look at the durability. Money should be able to last for a long period of time. We all look at this. Then we also look at the forms of money. Whereby we have coins, we have paper money, we have deposit, we have a banknote, and so on. We also have commodity money. So we all look at this in our previous lesson. Then for this week, we want to look at bank. But before I proceed, I would like to share the lesson objective with you, my student. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to define bank, explain the central bank and its functions, describe the commercial banks and its functions, and explain the instrument for monetary policy. So we are going to look at this by the grace of God today. Let us look at bank. Bank is a financial institution in which money and other valuable documents are kept for safekeeping. So the simply means bank is a financial institution whereby we can keep our money, not only money, the other valuable documents are also kept in the bank. Then loan are given out to the people as well. Bank are set up to create money. The purpose for setting up a bank is to create money. Then uh, we have types of bank. We have central bank, we have a commercial bank, development bank, merchant bank, and mortgage bank. All these are the types of bank. So in case if you are asked to explain types of bank or list types of bank, don't ever tell them Union Bank, UBA Bank. No, no, no. All these are examples of a commercial bank. So take note, my student. Then what is central bank? Central bank, that is the highest financial institution in the country, which carries out the monetary policy of the government. So central bank is they carry out the monetary policy of the government, and the is the sole authority in the banking industry, which acts as banker to the government. So it's the government bank when you're talking about central bank, and it's also the banker to the government as well as commercial banks. So that is a central bank. Let us look at the functions of central bank. Bankers Bank. This is the bank to all other banks. I've said it the other time. Is the bank to the commercial bank, government, and any other banks in the country. Then the central bank keeps account for commercial. They keep account for commercial and other financial institutions. Then we also have a banker to the government. Central bank is an agent and banker to the government. Government can also deposit money in the central bank. They do not accept deposit from the customers. So they only accept deposit from the commercial bank, from other banks, and as well as the government. So central bank also obtains loan on behalf of the government. They also obtain loan on behalf of the government. So the other function of central bank is here issuance and control of currency. They are the one that are empowered by law to issue currency that serve as medium of exchange in the country. So they are the only one that has the right to issue out the currency to the country, to the citizen of the country, or they issue it out to the uh, populace of the country. Then it has monopoly. It's a monopoly bank because they are the only one that is empowered by law to print and regulate the currency in circulation. So And then we also have lender of last resort. The commercial banks and other financial institutions can go to the central bank to raise loan. So simply mean commercial bank and any other financial institutions also request for loan from the central bank. And or they have anytime they're having financial problems, so they quickly run to the central bank. Commercial bank run to the uh, commercial bank run to the commercial to the central bank for the for obtaining the loan from them. Then management of national debt. The central bank is responsible for the management of national debt of the country, and they also act as clearing house for other banks. So we also have another one, foreign exchange transaction. They also do transact business in whatever, in international trade as well, that's central bank. Promotion of monetary stability, and they also have the rules and regulations that guide this policy as well. So that is the functions of central bank. Let us look at the commercial banks. Commercial bank. Let us look at commercial bank. Commercial bank is a financial institutions that which accept deposit and value and other valuable documents from the public for safekeeping with the aim of making profit. That is commercial bank. So it's only commercial bank. Central bank don't accept deposit from the public. They don't accept deposit. They only accept deposit. They only accept that from the central from the commercial bank as well as government or any other financial institutions. They are owned by the private individual institutions and the government. So that is about the commercial bank. They accept deposits and other valuable documents from the public for the purpose of safekeeping with the aim of making profit. So they accept that with the aim that they want to make profit. Function of commercial bank, acceptance of deposit. Commercial bank accept deposit from the public for safekeeping. They accept deposit from the public for the purpose of safekeeping. The deposit can be withdrawn on demand by notice and after giving a sufficient notice. So the other one is agent of payment. A bank acts as an agent for its customer. That is true. They act as an agent in collecting and paying check and draft. So that's the work the bank does. So they act as an agent to render the services to their customer or to the public in terms of collecting and paying checks as well as draft. Then it can also collect dividend on their behalf. So they also collect dividend on behalf of the customer as well. The provision of financial advice. The commercial bank encourage and advise businessmen on the type of project they should invest their money on. So or if any businessman obtain loan from the bank, so the bank they will give useful advice to the borrowers so that that they should use money on capital projects so that they will be able to maximize their profit. Then safekeeping of valuables. One of the functions of commercial bank is to keep customers valuable. They make sure that they keep customer valuables like jewelries, certificates, will, so and so on. So they do as issuance of letter of credit. The bank issues credit of a letter of credit which provide a useful means of settlement for foreign trade transactions. So issuance of letter of credit is also part of it. They do this for the foreign exchange transactions. Then giving technical advice to customers. Commercial bank encourage and advise businessmen on the project they should invest their money in. They give expert advice to customers regarding business investment. So that is a function of a commercial bank. Then again, let us look at the instrument of monetary policy. These are when you're talking about instrument, these are the instruments or weapons adopted by the central bank to regulate or control the activities of a commercial bank. One, open market operation. Open market operation is open market operation is OMO. This is the buying and selling of currencies. They buy and they also sell currency. From they buy and sell currency from the commercial bank in order to reduce or increase the volume of money in circulation. Then the central bank applies this policy with the aim of regulatory volume of money in circulation. So that is for the open market operation. Let us look at the buying and selling of securities. So that's their work. The bank rate is the minimum rate of interest charged by the central bank for discounting bill of exchange. So that is just a rate for the bank to discourage or to discounting the bill of exchange for the uh, commercial bank. So the central bank controls credit by making variation in the bank rates as stipulated by the central bank. So that is the work they are doing, bank rate. Uh, so liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio simply means uh, it requires all commercial banks to keep certain percentage of deposits as reserve. Simply means at least 25% of uh, of capital reserve need to be the commercial bank need to keep this with the central bank. They are doing this as in case when they have financial problem or when they are unable to meet up with the target, then that will be the percentage they are going to fall in at the end of the when they are not when they are in financial mess or when they are unable to meet up with the targets. So we also have special deposit. It's an instrument of monetary policy which is used to restrict lending. So they use this special deposit to discourage the customer from borrowing money from the bank. The central bank will mandate the commercial bank to have special deposits over the statutory requirement. It is used in form of credit ceiling and sectorial allocation. So this is this is what then we still have the other one that is types of bank account, types of bank account. Types of bank account, we have three types of bank account. Banks usually offer their customers three types of account. We have savings account, current account, and fixed deposit account. When we are talking about savings account, this is operated by low income earner. So low income earner uses the savings account and who are small savers. So they don't have much, they save a small amount of money. Customer pay small regular savings, which will accumulate over time. They pay small amount of money, and as time goes on, the money will continue to accumulate and it will become something that is much. Others are entitled to interest, but others are entitled to the interest, but cannot withdraw frequently. Understand, you can't withdraw frequently. The customers will be given passbook. Passbook will be given to you, which we which with which to make occasional withdrawal from the bank. So that's for the savings. Let us look at the current before we look at the deposit. Under the current, it's an account required by a customer which is to make payment by means of check. They use check for the current account. The other of current account can withdraw money on demand on the notice. So which is that's under the current. Then the use of check is also mandatory. The other stands to enjoy loan and overdraft facilities. So they enjoy all this. Then let us look at fixed deposit account. This is an account in which money can be deposited by a by I mean which money can be deposited for a particular period of time to earn interest. So just an account money can be deposited for a long period of time, and others are entitled to higher interest than saving account. Customer can withdraw subject to 7 days of notice. So the notice to be given, and that notice has to be 7 days before you can withdraw money from the bank. Then the customer will be issued with deposit account passbook, and fixed deposit is withdrawn at an agreed time. So then we also have these are the topic for the bank for today. I believe that I'll be able to deliver the bank. If you don't understand, I never tell them that types of banks are the types of bank I mean UBA. It's not possible. These are the examples of examples of examples of